Most salespeople don't fail because they're bad. They fail because they become the wrong person. And the worst part, it feels normal. I'm Josh, the sales guy, and this is Improve or Die Trying. Today, we're breaking down how salespeople become stuck at average without realizing it. There are only a handful of reasons people get into sales. Almost nobody grows up thinking this is what they're going to do. Most salespeople get here sideways. They couldn't find work in their field, wanted something different, needed money fast, they were good at talking, they had no degree, maybe their family didn't. And none of those are the wrong reason. Most of them are honest. But sales doesn't care how you got here. It only responds to who you become once you are here. Because once you're in this profession, everything changes. If you're good at this, you can out earn most people. No ceiling, no permission, no thumb on you. But there is a cost. You don't trade time for money like a regular job. Instead, you trade discipline for money. You trade emotional control for money. You trade structure for money. And if you can't manage those, your income becomes unstable. Now picture it, late 90s, Y2K panic. Who wants to be a millionaire is everywhere. And I'm tending bar as a bartender in a business hotel. I'm making decent money. I'm working limited hours, but I know something's missing. Now, I didn't drink in those days. So instead of sampling the product, I studied people. 20 types of beer. I'd ask, what do you like? Why? What does it taste like? What don't you like? And night after night, I just kept making adjustment after adjustment. Then one day, an RV convention comes to town. Salespeople are everywhere. I'm upselling, I'm reading the room, I'm managing energy, and everyone keeps telling me, you should be in sales, something I'd never considered before. I didn't have a formal education. I graduated high school at 16, tried college, and it just wasn't for me. I just liked the hustle. So selling seemed intriguing to me. I thought about selling cars, but at the time, my license was suspended. So that door was closed. So I pivoted straight into real estate. I went back to school, got licensed, and built my business from the ground up. First started knocking on doors, but eventually I had radio ads, billboards, and full-page newspaper spreads. Then the Great Recession hit. I survived, but I learned something. Owning the machine is expensive, and when the market shifts, you feel all of it. So when the market slowed again, I made a decision. I didn't want overhead, but I wanted to keep selling. I saw an ad online and I took my chances at a different type of selling. I was able to double companies' expectations in my first year there, not because I'm gifted, but because I had learned to refine over the years. Here's what I misunderstood early. I thought success was hustle. It wasn't. I thought it was confidence. It wasn't that either. I thought it was personality. No, not that. So then what was it? For me, it was structure. And structure repeated long enough becomes identity. Most reps don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they repeat the wrong behaviors long enough, and that becomes who they are. They rush, they over-explain, they defend price, they chase approval, and after a few years, that becomes their style. But style without structure creates volatility, and volatility, it kills income. If you don't define your role in the home, emotion will define it for you. And emotion is inconsistent. So when tension shows up, you change. You rush, you explain, you defend, and you start trying to get them to like you. And the sale starts slipping before you even realize it. When tension shows up, who are you? The closer? The persuader? The explainer? The apologizer? Or the guide? Because those are not the same job, and they do not produce the same outcome. You are not there to convince. You're there to diagnose, clarify, and to guide. When you stay in role, pressure drops. When you leave it, you feel it, and so does the customer. Your role determines your repetition, and your repetition determines your identity. And your identity determines your ceiling. So what does this actually look like in the home? It means you stop trying to win the customer and you start trying to understand them. You ask one more question instead of giving one more explanation. When the price comes up, you don't defend it. You pause, you clarify, and you make sure that they understand what they're actually deciding. When tension shows up, you don't speed up, you slow down. Because rushing is emotion. Slowing down is control. You stop chasing approval. You stop trying to be liked. And you start leading the conversation. That's why staying in role feels great. And that's exactly what it looks like. It's not perfect, but it's consistent. Your challenge for this video is to decide something. Not what do you want, but rather, who do you want to become? Now define it. Pick 3 outcomes that matter to you: income, confidence, expert status, a new car, build up your kids' college fund, a new house, become debt-free, build up your 401k, whatever it is that matters to you. Write them down and put them somewhere that you'll see every day. If you won't look at them daily, they're not real. Now I want you to go deeper. For each goal, write the behavior that earns it, not the outcome, the behavior. Income goal, what are you repeating daily that builds it? Confidence, what preparation are you doing that earns it? Expert status, what are you studying consistently? Goals don't change your life. Habits do. And here's what most people miss. Goals, they're exciting. And habits, they're invisible. Nobody celebrates brushing your teeth. Nobody applauds 10 minutes of study. But that's the work that needs to be done. The house you create 5 years from now isn't built in a moment. It's built on ordinary days. You don't rise to your goals, but rather you fall to your habits. Most people think that this job is about selling. It's not. It's about what you repeat. Because every sit, you're practicing something, not once, but over and over. And eventually, that stops being something you do, and it becomes who you are. So when the moment comes up, when the pressure shows up, you don't rise to it, you fall back to it. You fall back to your habits, your role, and your identity. And that's what the customer feels. Not your intention, not your effort. But know this, it's not too late to change your habits. But you need to understand, rewiring yourself is the hardest thing that you will do in this profession. Because what you've repeated feels natural, even when it's wrong. So when you're going to change, it has to be intentional, and you must be vigilant. You have to protect your focus until the new pattern takes hold. Because once it does, that will become you. Understand, every sit, every reaction, every time you feel pressure, you are building something. You are building the person who shows up in that moment. Not the one you want to be, but the one you've practiced. And when it matters, you don't choose who you are. You reveal it. You reveal your habits, your defaults, and your conditioning, not your intentions. And in the moment, there is no adjustment. There is no reset. And there is no second version of you. Just what you have built. So if you want things to be different, you must build something different. And that starts the next time that you feel pressure. If this hits you, don't scroll past it. Drop a comment. Nothing matters other than the truth. I need nothing that's polished. I don't need you to be safe. Just tell me a habit that's holding you back. And be honest. Not for me, but for you. Because the moment you can see it, you can fix it. I read every comment and I want to know who's actually doing the work. If you're serious about getting better, subscribe because everything here is about one thing: becoming the person this job actually requires. I'm Josh, the sales guy, and in this profession, there are only two options: improve or die trying.